During the months of August and September 2005, the Senegalese capital, Dakar, and its impoverished suburbs were devastated by the heaviest rains seen in 2 decades, with 5,600 people displaced by floods and thousands still living in water around their ankles.
amul parce que de nguur gi de andul dara.
Non, fii est-ce que dex la woon aussi c'est pour cela ou bien.
waaw mais
waaw fii dex la woon kay.
Like many of the suburbs to have sprouted around the Senegalese capital in recent years, this town was built on swampy ground. So each rainy season, the low-lying basin close to the water table becomes flooded. Typically, residents invest in sacks of sand and trash to stop water from leaking into their homes. But last year's unusually heavy August downpours were too much, even for those who took precautions. Swarms of snakes and mosquitoes mill about in the rank greenish-brown water, clogged with rotten sewage, dead animals, and garbage that for the last year have inundated the homes and streets of one of the many overcrowded shanty towns on the outskirts of Dakar. I'm telling you, we're all Africans. We can't allow our brothers and sisters to live like this. The contaminated flood waters have triggered an explosion of cases of cholera, a waterborne disease which can kill within a day by inducing severe vomiting and diarrhea. This months-long cholera epidemic has hit more than 25,000 people countrywide. Similarly, the stagnant water draws in mosquitoes, thereby exacerbating the threat of malaria amongst the residents of this community. 80,000 children of primary school age are out of school. They suffer from different health issues like rashes, malaria, vomiting, diarrhea, cholera, etc. Cases of violence against women is on the increase. Women are raped frequently, and there is no data to quantify the number of women that have been raped.
léegi nag ñun lii rek la ñu soxla ñun ñi nga xam ne ñu ngi dëkk ci gox parce que fi ñu dëkk gënuñu mais quand même lii la ñu am lii la ñu gis ndax suñu kàttan moo ñu may peut-être xëy na ñu am leneen moo waral ñu tës fi toog fii.
This is a non-sustainable way of getting rid of flooding. Water is pumped from the buildings into the supposed drainage. In 2 weeks' time, when the rainy season starts, all these surrounding areas will be at risk of overflow. This is clearly not a sustainable solution. We're entering into what is supposed to be somebody's house. This is his room. There is so much water. The government, which estimated 180,000 people, have been affected by the rains, and at least 50,000 forced to abandon their homes, is providing makeshift shelters and food. However, the existing camps for the flood victims are jam-packed, with families forced to sleep outside on the ground at night. There are 25,000 internal refugees scattered amongst 8 different camps. Some of them are even placed in former military sites. However, the camps cannot be visited without special permission from the Ministry of Interior and the Army. As a result, journalists have been kept away altogether from this disaster, and the public is unaware of what is happening to these displaced families. The hygiene is deplorable, with mosquitoes and flies everywhere, said one emergency worker at the refugee camps, warning of the increased risk of diarrhea and malaria.
mais terew tey dañu yor ay xale yu ndaw mais terewul ñu fi nekk rek di xaar yàlla keroog bés ba ñu gis rek ku ñu dimbale jàppale ñu te yàlla rek tax loolu lañu ko daal.
nee nañu wax fii Médina Gounass mii manque lu tuddee ma suuf ak ay mbedd sunu bugg a dimbali ñu dimbali de ma suuf di kër yaa ngi fi dara ak ndox xool.
li ko waral li xam nga néew doole rek ndax ñi fi néewul doole defar nañu seen i place mais xam nga kii te xam nga nit ñi nekk fi ñàkk pexe rek la ah boo amoon doole nag ñu mën a defar comme ñi fi ñu mën a defar ñii nga xam bi am nañu doole tuuti. waaw kay
ñu defaral leen ko wala.
man kay man li ma bëgg kay. pour ñu defaral ñu mën a fi nekk.
The state needs to prioritize and respond to the basic needs of these people. For example, provide access to clean water, access to habitable shelters, access to health services. This is a humanitarian disaster that demands international attention. Friends of Africa International wants to work with Senegalese non-profits and the government to rebuild new communities with proper drainage and sewage facilities in towns like this community.
boko wakule nan la koy xame dalay tekku ba fu mu tollu gërëm